Oh, these little countdown. And once again, yours truly, the mouthpiece of the Northeast is back, baby. Jimmy J here, along with the one and the only, the man, the myth, the legend, the man everybody has been waiting to see. And lo and behold, he is here right in front of your eyes, the NJ Slot Guy, Jon
Jimmy
Deli.
J. Thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it. Is everything sounding all right? Everything's good on every end here?
It's like the heavens have opened up, John, and the angels have came down. And they said, here he is. The NJ Slot Guy is back. And the mega powers are united again here, baby. Jimmy J, Jon Deli. Man, I don't even know where to begin. I'm just so happy to see you on the screen.
Yes,
I'm happy to see you back in business.
You were front and center, man, to, when everything went down. So, this is the first time since surgery that I can talk to my people. I'm hoping a ton of people just bombard this tonight, because I shared the link every which way I could, not only for the support of you, Jimmy J. I hope I get every subscriber and follower in here, but there are people out there still in the comment section just wondering what's going on with me, what's the update, what we want to see you again. So this was a perfect opportunity to make this my first time officially back in action here. I will consider it. And I'm glad, that I could do it next to your smiling face, pal.
Oh, my man, that means the world. That you say, what, Jimmy, let's do this. And I was right there almost with you. We almost linked up again, because the last time I seen you prior to this was in, I believe, 2021. It was the slot poll. We were down at the Golden Nugget. The whole team was there, from what I remember, man. Money Mike's Top Dollar Mike. I see him in the comments over here.
He's there in the
Top Dollar. Let's go. Top Dollar was there.
He's in the chat.
Yeah, we got a couple people, man. I want to get to the chat. Let's get to the chat real quick before I get into this. Proud Monkeys here.
These are my people right here, dude. Yep. You're about to list every single one of them right off the bat.
Bang,
Love
there
you
we go.
all.
I
Love
appreciate
you all.
it. Donna, hey all, he's back. Linda K, so good to see you doing and looking well. Courtney in there.
Courtney.
Let's
Courtney,
go.
That's my girl right there.
Jason and Jay.
Jason McDermott. Oh my God, Kristen Casey.
Backyard chats with John. Man, it's not like it. And John, you got this with the sunset going. I know you're a sunrise guy, and
we talked about that.
Yeah.
We have talked about that on the side. It might cause some visual problems in the back, but when I tell you, man, look at that view I have of the sunset every single night, Jimmy J, right there. And guess what? It comes up right over there. All I got to do is stand right there with my coffee, watch it rise. It's fantastic stuff. Summer sunsets are the best, and winter sunrises are the best.
Dude, you told me about it, and I took your advice. I popped on my favorite jams, and I'm listening. It's nothing like it. You're at peace. It gets your day started right with the sunrises, and then boom, sunset right in the background. And we're live with the sunset. Swift in the building. I appreciate it, Swift. What's going on, my man? Babel, thank you for having us, Jimmy. You're welcome. Listen, thank John right here for making it come to fruition.
No way.
Susan wants to dance with Bruce Springsteen. Hey.
I'm not live for the people right now if it's not for you, Jimmy J. And that's a fact, dude. I wouldn't, and I easily can. You could see how, all the love in the chat already. All I got to do is sit in my backyard and turn on the camera. It's that easy to do, yet I don't do it. So they wouldn't get to see me for a little while, because I'll throw out some official dates of when everything's going to start back up. NJ Slot Guy's getting back on the saddle, and it's time to bring the entertainment back into the YouTube community, because as much as I've been injured and laying on my back, all I could do is watch TV and shows and movies and YouTube channels, and all I'm seeing out there is flat. It's just flat, same stuff. Like, we got to bring the entertainment back into this community, and I promise you we will. Like I said, I got some good dates I'm going to throw out, some travel ideas. We'll get into that soon, Jimmy J. You keep rocking and rolling. Don't let me interrupt you.
No, listen, dude, I'm listening to you because it's been a long time, man. And like I was telling you, we were hanging and banging down there at the Golden Nugget. Okay, it was Marky G It was Jerry. He was
List
down
them,
there. There
baby.
was a couple, Jerry Franklin. There was a couple other guys. I forgot their names. And, of course,
Yep.
Top Dollar Mike and yourself with the group poll. It was electric down there, man. We had so much fun for that. And I was really excited and ecstatic to see you again at the Delaware Slots Casino. What we had going on, a little promotion I had rolling for that. And then that day it happened when I got there. I was like, yo, John, I'm here. And you're not. I'm like, what the hell you mean you're not? You're in the hot. What happened? Walk everybody that doesn't know. I mean, they know, you were down and out for a little bit, but tell everybody exactly what happened on that day. What was going on?
We're going to get into it. Just got to check on the psychopath of a dog that I have. So January 18th was the official date. And the beginning of this, once we laid everything down, was January 17th, the day before. I was actually interviewing Gamble Smart, Gamble Safe. I was interviewing Dave. Big shout out to Dave and Mark, because they play a big part in this journey as well. So they deserve the shout out. I was interviewing him, and all of a sudden my eyes just started to hurt, man. Like I was straining my eyes. And that week I had just banged out those interviews for Slots Fan. I was just doing my thing. So I didn't think anything of it besides let me get through this interview here. I'm doing this too much or something. I need to relax. Let me go relax. Sure enough, took a nap, fell asleep, woke up. And when I was laying in bed, I was fine. But when I got up, something was off with me. I just didn't feel right. And my immediate thought was, here we go. I'm getting the flu. And I have this huge event tomorrow. We got to do some Tylenol and Advil. We got to go to sleep early tonight, and we got to get ready for the morning. Okay. So the morning was the same exact thing, except a little bit worse. And I remember my buddy Joe came to pick me up with Jerry, and he's like, are you sure you want to go? You're in bad shape right now. What's going on? I was like, it's just a tension headache. I'm all right. I was full suited up, dude, ready to go. Drove my ass all the way down to Delaware, 2 hours. I walked in barely. And when I tell you I was stiff, Jimmy. I was just very stiff, just holding myself together, because every time I moved any part of my body, I was just in pain in my neck and my head, especially my head. And I walked in, I went directly up to Tim, the Big Payback, another shout out to him. And I was like, Tim, I have to go to the hospital. And I walked right out of that son of a gun. I drove my ass to the hospital. I got in my car and drove. I don't know how I
drove to the hospital. Oh, geez.
I have no idea how I did it. All the way in Delaware. Luckily, there was a hospital close by. Boom. That's where I spent that entire day while you guys were at this event for me. And, a big special thanks to Rhonda, Binky Love Slots, and Tim, the Big Payback, for stepping up, because Tim had to take my spot in that journey. And then just a monster shout out to everybody that went out of their way to be there at that event that I could not entertain. There are a lot of names that need to go. My mother was there. My father was there. My brother was there. Top Dollar Mike was there. Dude, I felt all I was thinking about while I'm in the hospital suffering was everybody else.
But that's always you. You've always been selfless, John. Since I've known you, man. You've always cared about everybody else.
I love putting on a show for everybody. This was a major, big event, big breakthrough now. Getting Delaware. Here come the planes. There's a private airport not far from here.
Yeah. As long as there ain't no Final Destination moments on the live.
No. Shout out to Final Destination. Great franchise, by the way. I didn't see the last one, so don't ruin anything. I still got to get on that. Yeah. So, okay. So we're back. We're in Delaware. They ran a bunch of tests, dude. They didn't even know what to look for, and discharged me and drove my ass 2 hours back home. I remember getting home that night and still just feeling horrible until I laid down. When I laid down, I was okay. Next day, boom, right to the hospital around here. And it was just the same nonsense that carried on for 2 or 3 days. They were testing up and down for everything. Man, I thought I had cancer at some point. I thought I had some rare disease at some point, because everything they were doing was coming up negative. And I'm like, shit, man, all these negatives is going to lead to a bigger positive, because in any type of healthcare, any medical, they start with the little stuff first and they work their way up the chain, to the less common stuff. I know that. Yeah. I know that too with my family being in the medical field as well. So, dude, I'm scared out of my mind. And then they discharged me again. And
This is in Jersey, right? This was in
this
okay.
time it's in Jersey, and I couldn't sit like in the car on the ride home for the 30-minute ride home. Like I had to lean and lay down because when I sat up, that same thing I'm telling you, the pain, the stiffness, all that, just
pressure on your spine when you're sitting up. Yeah.
Which it'll all make sense once and for. Now we go back to the same hospital a couple days later, and they rushed me in because it was, you were just here, what the hell's going on? And finally I saw a neurologist that thought enough to get not only an MRI, CT scans of the head, but also of the neck and spine. And when they took it of the spine, it showed a leak. It showed a leak in my spine, but they don't have the equipment in New Jersey to specify where this exact leak is. And again, I spend, more time there, more tests. They gave me a blood patch. It's called an epidural blood patch. This is usually what they give pregnant women, because when pregnant women get the epidural in their spine, once the needle comes out, it leaves a hole and they leak, and they have once after the pregnancy is done, they have all of these same symptoms that I have. So they think this is going to fix it. Sure enough, it made me feel a little bit better to where I could actually get up and walk around. Once they saw that, next morning, bye, John.
Oh, he's good.
See you later.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Jeez.
A week maybe went by, and that same shooting pain that I was telling you about when this all started came back. It woke me up in the middle of the night so bad, Jimmy. It like the shooting pain in my skull and eyes is hard to describe. And we went to a different hospital this time, one that is specified in the neurology. And they got down, to the exact specifics of what was going on because they paid more attention to it. And they found out it was in the upper region of the spine, not the lower region. So the epidural blood patch is only going to replace so much and then come right back down. The more I stand up, the more this is going to leak and the more suffering I'm going to have. So now we're back in the hospital this final time. And I'm being told I have to go down to North Carolina to get this surgery, to get this fixed, to get this all this stuff. I'm trying to tell these people I can't sit in a car for 20 minutes. 20 minutes. That's all I last before I'm in severe pain. You want me to drive to North Carolina? I have 3 kids, a family, a wife that works. What? Like, people just do this? Like, this can't be the right thing, right? Now we go back to shout out to Rhonda. Binky loves slots. She happens to be friends with somebody very high up in the neurology chain, in the medical field, and happened to call her, tell her my situation and what was going on. And that woman contacted me immediately with, objectives, what to do next. She read all my records, and she's like, I'm going to put you in touch with some people over at Cornell in New York. Not the Cornell everybody's thinking of up in Ithaca or wherever it is, but this is
59th Street. Yeah.
Wheel, Cornell, Columbia, and Presbyterian. They all work together as one. And they have a CSF leak foundation based right out of there, right in Manhattan, dude.
Wow.
I would say 30 minutes away, but you all know with traffic and all that garbage, it takes
3 hours
to get to the But I'm 8 miles away from the damn city. Like, you know what I mean? So it was good to have this outreach. Like, holy crap, I could just go right here and get this all fixed. I don't have to go to North Carolina now. This is great. And luckily, that neurologist that took care of me told me North Carolina, he wanted to know about my journey because he's like, you got to tell me what's going on so I can redirect my patients that have this problem to where you're going instead of North Carolina. And I was like, you know what? This is a doctor that actually cares, and I haven't had many of those through this journey. I've had a lot of, you're just another number, push off, you're good, just a headache, you'll be okay, people, where this guy actually cared enough to say, I need to know your journey every step of the way. Please call me and let me know so I can, spread the word. Sure enough, man, nobody in New Jersey performs the scan that I needed or the surgery that I needed. Just FYI to anybody out there that's suffering, if you know anybody that's suffering, or if you're ever redirected down to North Carolina, that is not something you have to do. There's a whole foundation right here in Manhattan, where, they're bringing awareness to this every day. And sure enough, I'm a statistic now in that foundation. They're going to use me up and down my whole journey every step of the way, because I'll be part of those statistics of, people who have suffered, along this journey. And that all happened. That was right around March. By the time April came, April 9th, I got my surgery at New York Presbyterian in Queens, man. And everything was fixed in the sense of the leak.
Okay.
Because of the leak and because of the diagnosis that was happening and being discharged and all this stuff, I developed a blood clot in my brain, which is a severe, problem. That's a severe issue. No joke sort of stuff. Blood thinners, all this. This is something that could have killed me. That's what the shooting pain in the eyes was. It was
the clot.
It's called the cerebral venous sinus thrombosis. And, it was happening in my head because my brain was sagging due to all the leaking of the fluid. So my brain's going nuts here. I should have been dead twice by this time so far.
Sure.
Luckily we took, action. They found the blood clot. Here come the blood thinners. Here come what we need. They did another blood patch in the hospital, which held this time. And I actually felt okay. Enough that'll get me through the next month to get this surgery, get done, get whatever it is. But now we have a blood clot on top of it now that we have to worry about. So just, dude, between
issue after issue. Yeah.
Between March and April, when I got that surgery, it was blood thinners, pain medications, caffeine pills was one of them. Just
really
every day was an absolute mess. I couldn't stay up for too long. I had to lay down. I still was suffering a little bit in that sense, but I was kind of, trying to normalize my regular life. And then, before I knew it, April 9th came. I got all the tests done that I needed to get done, and they performed the surgery, which is actually pretty big time stuff. It was, I remember getting put to sleep at 9 in the morning. They woke me up around 5:30 at night.
Oh, shit. And you're probably the best sleep you've had.
So I love, there's nothing like an anesthesia sleep, man. I've had it a couple times. Luckily, I mean, nothing as serious as a 6-hour surgery. You're talking about, an endoscopy for 25 minutes.
Oh yeah.
But still, man, I remember being knocked out for that. Oh, beautiful. What a the best sleep you'll ever have.
Oh, man, we got Proud Monkey commenting here. Typically discharge and say, "Oh, this guy is just after pain pills." Yeah, that's pretty much what the thing. Oh, V, what's going on, V? And we're so happy to see you and you doing well. Love you, John. Veronica.
Yeah. So V, she's the best.
Now you're here. Now you got the surgery, and now you have to get readjusted to life again. And here we are now in June, and you are just like, what's the status right now? This is, I'm guessing, this is all behind. You're on the road to recovery.
We're on the road to recovery. A couple little setbacks here and there. The good news is the blood clot has dissipated. However, even though the blood clot has dissipated due to being on blood thinners for too long, I developed a subdural hematoma, which is bleeding in the head.
Oh, Jesus!
So now, on top of all of this stuff that's going on with my spine and all that fun stuff, that is also something that we are currently keeping an eye on, for the time being. And, surgery, post-surgery, I'm still a month and a half out before I could even start physical therapy. That's how serious the surgery was. I can't do anything, Yeah,
but what can you do now? Like
nothing. This is it. You're looking at it.
Wow. So you're still on pretty much, not bed rest, but you're still out until you can actually do physical therapy?
Pretty limited to anything physical, that I can do. Like I got to be careful taking the garbage out. If I go to pull too hard, if it gets stuck, let's say, I do, one of these, dude, I could whack something out that he did in there because it didn't heal properly yet. And I didn't know that. But again, dude, this is all new to me. I was used to, breaking bones and, tearing ligaments, through playing football. Nothing that I witnessed ever put you out for 6 months, so this is as serious as it is. And, now I have to take it that much more serious, post, I was fully active, man. I was playing, I stopped playing football luckily, but, dude, I was still playing softball at full speed. I was bowling, I'm not a gym guy. So I tried to get my exercise through sports. And luckily my kid's a phenom on the football field. So working out with him and throwing the ball around is just enough to, I can't even do that. I can't do any of that. I haven't been able to, in 6 months, and it's killing me because I could have I just went through baseball season. Who do you think coaches the kid in baseball? Same thing. So, rough time for the kids, man. Rough time for the wife. Just starting to normalize and get back to normal, hopefully.
And that's the thing, is just the whole transition. Now you have to get back to life again. And it's tough, man. It's tough. And you're still there. So you still have about another month or two before
I have 6 weeks until physical therapy. At that point, they'll probably tell me what I can and cannot do and lift and, lift this up. Don't lift more than 10 pounds, or something like that. I'm sure twisting and all that. Like if I wanted to go back and, play baseball or softball rather, I'm sure I can't. Like that's a big twisting motion that you have to make, jerking your body, going to shag fly balls, stuff like that, running full speed, diving, laying out.
You don't realize it. You don't even realize it, man. Like how much, like even just walking, if you have an injury like that with your back or your neck, even just walking and moving the wrong way, like how dangerous it could be for something like that. And it's crazy, man. And I gotta bring this up because I've seen something out there, and this is me saying this. Like I'm not gonna give it too much life, but it's ridiculous that I've seen somebody say something about that they thought that this was all a scam of some sort. I mean, for lack of a better word, I couldn't believe it. Now I had to even ask you about this because, like, knowing you, and I know the kind of guy you are, and this is not because we're friends or whatever like that. John, we can get into all that even later. When I met you online, which I thought you was like it's hard, when you meet people online to see if you're real or not. But you were one of the most realist or like people that I've ever met. A guy that would give you the shirt off his back and the food off his plate, man. You support everybody. You're selfless. And that's why we love you, buddy. And we were concerned about you out here. And then seeing something like that, thinking like, all right, there may be other people that are doing these GoFundMes for the wrong reasons. But like this wasn't even started by you. This was started by somebody else to help what was going on, because people don't understand. 1 week out of work, you know how much that affects the household, and they think insurance covers everything. There's so much to this, and that people don't know. But to comment on some shit like that and say that really got me upset. But I don't know if you can shed some light on this, because this is something
I can. No, I definitely can. And whatever, man. It's all, look, like it is what it is. I'm trying to be as clean as I possibly can here. There's misinformation out there. There's assumptions out there, and I kind of want to say I get where you're coming from, but I don't, because like, especially when you have contact to somebody, there's multiple ways to get in touch with me personally if you really want to know what's going on, right? Like there's multiple sources that you could go. I talk to Top Dollar Mike almost every single day. Like, and I'm pretty sure I've made that well known. Like, if somebody needed a little bit more information, you could have reached out to Mike. Like I kept Mike, Mike knew everything that was going on with me every step of the way, of course. Randy from Mid-South Slots, who literally has, he saved me. I have no videos if it's not for him. From January to, and this is a guy that has a successful channel, has taken time out of his day, who was helping me with thumbnails at one point when I was, regular. And then to be completely crippled and out of the game, dude, he went into my channel and just made greatest hits compilations for 5 months. You know how hard it is to do for 5-6 months?
The guy did it for 5. Oh my goodness.
5-6 months posting every other day, keeping my regular flow going for me, like all that stuff, dude. So I have like, and that's just like a little bit of it. What about my kids that have watched this happen this entire time, where one day I'm healthy and home, the next day I'm in the hospital for a week, and then I come home for 2 days, then I'm in the hospital again for 5 more days. So imagine my kids going through school with that. And what about my wife, who works? She's not a stay-at-home wife. She's not like some of these people out here who just I'm not making enough money to support my household. Yeah. She's a registered nurse. She works her ass off 12-hour shifts 4 or 5 times a week. She had to stop her life when all this happened. You think that companies and even in the healthcare, they understand this and they did that with a smile? Like, of course not. Like, are you kidding? So to think like, just take all of that and to put it into perspective, and like, there are some GoFundMes out there for people that are apparently fake. I have no comment on it, positive or negative. I don't care if it is real or if it is fake, because this GoFundMe thing was created. If I all of a sudden started a GoFundMe tomorrow and said I lost all my money in the casino because I'm in a degenerate a-hole, I started a GoFundMe for myself. you can't get mad at me when people start to donate. I'm not selling any BS.
No.
Like I'm not, so back to the GoFundMe. While all this was happening, shout out to Mid-South Slots, shout out to Mr. Handpay. They both said to me, you need to start a GoFundMe, man. Like, you're in bad shape. Like this isn't going to, and I was like, no, I said, no, absolutely not. I said, no, I'm good, man. Don't, like I'm good. I have health insurance. Like that was my whole thought process. Like I'm good. Then the last time came where I went to the hospital for the fourth time and I was told this blood clot, like I didn't know what was going to happen in my future. And I finally get the shout out to Gamble Smart, Gamble Safe. Dave from there had just happened to hit me up that one day and I talked to him and I finally gave in. And I said, yeah, fine. And they started it. They started the entire thing for me, and I'm very thankful that they did. It screw the money aspect of it. The love,
yeah, man,
that came in through that GoFundMe. And it's so deep that it got me through anything mental that I was going through while laying in a hospital for 6 days. Like being in a hospital overnight is miserable.
Oh, dude, yeah. You want to get out of there. It's like instantly. You don't even want to be there.
5-6 days at a time, Jimmy J. And thankfully, I had this GoFundMe to look at and read the comments and the messages. Then Gamble Smart, Gamble Safe started a P.O. box for me for people to send letters. And then they would send it to me. Like, again, I gave in. I never asked for a GoFundMe. I never put together a GoFundMe for myself. I never said I didn't have health insurance. That was another thing. And outside of what you're talking about, Jimmy J, there were other channels sharing what was going on with me. Dude, you got to read some of these comments. Guy lost all his money. That's why he's got to GoFundMe. While I'm laying in the hospital like this, Jimmy J, with blood thinners attached to me, with this attached to me, taking blood every 2 hours, getting woken up in the middle of the night every hour, for this. And I have to sit there and read it.
Read that. And you know what it is, though, John? To cut you off there, this is what people love to do best, though. They like to comment on things that they have no idea what they're talking about, okay? And they just want attention. And this is what happens a lot on social media, unfortunately. This is just the reality. But that's why it's like, don't even read the comments, because people are just going to talk and say things just to get some sort of reaction out of people too. So, but we know the people that know exactly what you're dealing with. But that, that alone, sitting there reading that, John, I can only imagine mentally what you're thinking. Like looking at this right there, like people talking about things they have no clue about, and what that can do to somebody mentally as well. Top Dollar Mike jumped in here about the comment.
Yeah, well, Mike, hey, listen, Mike, again, dude, Mike's there every step of the way. Everything's going on with me, and guess what? Here's what's funny, Jimmy J.
Okay.
Before anything negative was talked about, before anything happened, Mike and I were already talking about it. I said, get ready. Get ready. I said, it's coming. I'm sure it's going to happen. And like, we would send it back and forth, like screenshots from Facebook. Look what this a-hole said about me. Look what, and we're laughing about it. We make jokes about it, and stuff like that. It was, I was just saddened to see that somebody that had a little bit more resources in their hands didn't do a little bit more work before going nuts. But Jimmy, you saw how I handled that shit.
Oh yeah.
Whatever. Like people do.
Like a real man handles
I don't care who got 700,000 subscribers and 1 million subscribers on YouTube, Facebook, whatever. I have the best, most loyal following in this community, hands down. There's not even it's not even a comparison. So then I guess everybody else did see this too, and everybody just went crazy, and they start coming to my rescue, and they start, again, just more mental of it, just seeing my people come to my rescue and say, John, we don't care if you lost all your money, if you didn't lose your money. I'm donating out of the goodness of my heart for the entertainment that you provided with me over the last 6 years. And that's why I sent you a go. And that was like, I needed to see that. Yeah. And I was like, because this comment, the one that I'm reading right now, is what matters, not what Clown Boy over here 1 says and Clown Boy 2 over here says, and whatever they want to think, let them think whatever they want. My people know exactly what's going on with me health-wise. They know exactly how I'm doing. And, I took it in even further step. I said, guess what? You people had a look into my life. Yeah. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. Now you're all blocked. Now you see nothing. Now you see zero.
Exactly.
You had it. You had it and you lost that. Now you see nothing. My people see everything. And those are the people that matter in the end. And that's why, Jimmy, of course, at first I was like, I was just recently diagnosed with this new bleeding in the head, laying in the hospital bed like this, watching and going, wow. Texting Mike, going, do you see this, dude?
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe, like, what did I do wrong? So I sent Mike medical bills. Hey, Mike, check this out from Delaware. Here you go. Hey, Mike, check this out. Tell me how much health insurance really matters. People really think it's an ignorance thing, and that's fine if you don't have enough knowledge on it. But like you said, don't speak on it.
Don't speak. Yeah. You can ask questions.
Health insurance, you go to the doctor and get everything done for free. Is that really what you think? Because then that just goes to show me that you haven't had much experience out there in the world and out there, whatever.
Yeah.
When you go to the doctor, if I might have broke my leg, you get your x-ray's covered. Fantastic job. Bro, I needed about 17 MRIs done on my head with contrast, without contrast, blood thinners for the head. Now it's a CVST. Now I have 4 different doctors I have to deal with. 1 neurologist, a neuroradiologist, an oncologist, hematologist, a physician.
Yeah.
You think people, this is all going to be on the sleeve just because I have health insurance? Like, what? Like, nobody that really knows, like, every day and, like, normal, stuff knows that that's not true. Like,
I mean, dude, it's common sense, though. Think about it. How could somebody even expect that all of that's going to be covered on health insurance? I mean, 1 MRI. Dude, I mean, people, I'm sure, even on Medicaid and Medicare, have copays and cover, and to get all of that done. Guess what? You're getting a bill in the mail. If you can't cover it, you're going to get a bill in the mail, and that bill is not going to be nothing cheap. It's expensive. It's crazy how people just they comment on things they know nothing about, and I think again, they know it's just they want attention or they want to stir the pot.
Right. And why give it to them? Why give them the attention? There's no need for a response by me with special videos calling this guy out. I don't care, because guess what? You now see nothing that goes on. You are now, and you couldn't be further out of there. Like, if there ever was a consideration, to bring you into this circle, and that couldn't be further from existing. Yeah. So it's like, you had people that kind of backed you up a little bit, and they were kind of local, and we could have had some fun together, and you screwed it up. But whatever, Jimmy, again, these people do not deserve the time of day. You deserve the time of day. These people in this chat deserve the time of day, and that's what we will focus on. But I appreciate you, man, because it goes outside of this. You are a fan first, and that's a fan coming to my rescue, seeing what's going on. Let it bother them, because
it was bothering me, man. Like, straight up, like, honestly,
I saw your text. I saw your text. I got your voice notes, man, and I appreciate it. I do. I know you got my back, and all of these people in this chat and 70,000 subscribers all have my back in the same way. If anybody thinks that I'm scamming, or they think there's some, I don't know. You have just reach out. I would love to show you my journey. I mean, I apologize for the dog.
No, Luna chiming in too. She's chiming in here. Come on.
I got 22 staples in my spine that I'm sharing on Instagram. I'm taking videos from the hospital bed. Like, what do you think I'm doing? Making this up? Like, what the hell is wrong with people, man?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Like
I said, even Luna, the dog, she wants to.
Let me let her inside. Maybe
let's go to some of the comments in a second. He's gonna bring baby Luna in the house. It's unbelievable. Wow. Like that really.
You still hear me or no?
I can still hear you, man. I'm just thinking
Can
about.
You really?
Yeah, still got you, John. It's a beautiful sunset. I'm watching the background here.
Hey, man, you watch that sunset.
Anything can happen when we're live, folks. We're gonna get to some of the content.
I gotta control the family.
Hey, Mikey, what's up, buddy?
This is just one of the animals, guys.
Show us the pond. Let's go. We got some of the comments we're gonna get to in a minute. Check in. I appreciate everybody tuning in here. So happy John is able to take the time to jump on this live. We're going to get into some of the slot talk and Atlantic City, casinos, everything. Everything, guys. Any other questions anybody wants to ask, just shoot it right in the chat. We're going to show it on the screen. Here he.
Oh, baby.
Johnny boy, we're gonna get to some of the comments. I want to get to.
Go hit him. Let's see what we got.
So we got stirring up here. We're gonna get to this in a minute. My boy Tony says, "What's your favorite slot machine?" So
To me?
yeah. What's your favorite slot?
Tony, years ago, I could have gave you a better answer and a breakdown, but after playing so many different variations of this and that, like I used to have those favorites, and I still do have that old school feel, but it's more of like, hey, there's an old school machine here. They're not going to be here in 3 years. Let's play it sort of feeling, rather than a favorite, because they've all robbed me blind. I think there's a couple machines that I'm up on for life. One of them's Buffalo.
What about this one right here, Johnny?
What do you got?
You remember this machine right here? Yeah, you won big on this during the pandemic. We had a little something going on in the house. I had withdrawals. I mean, it's broke.
You were pulling. I have one of those. I have one of those.
It's yeah, man.
I have one of those, dude. Those are old school. I remember getting those from AC when I was a kid. You know what? I do favor quick hits. I will play a quick hit machine just because it's, it's old school quick hits. So it's like, I love to see the new variations of those games, but there's nothing that really draws me anymore. Like, I'm around them all, and it's more about thinking about my people and me going, when's the last time I played double gold? It's got to be a couple months. I'm going to play double gold today, or, I just played double diamond deluxe. I'm not going to play it again, so that's more of the thought process coming into it, is the content based. I want to give you guys enough variation, and it's a shame because playing the newer machines has actually hurt my channel, but I can't do anything about that because the whole damn casino, every casino is just filled with new machines. I can't,
Yeah,
I try to tell these people, I can't do anything about this. Like, they're removing these machines left and right. Like, there's 2 old school machines, like sitting right here, like over
lonely in the corner, right? Just
at the Hard Rock. And how there was one time I was talking to Mid-South Slots. There was a bank of 3 old school machines. Dude, I get up early in the morning, brother. I was down there, no joke. It was 6:05 a.m. All 3 machines got the old people got them, and I was like, "You mother!" So roam around. I go do my business, dude. 2 hours. I come back, same 3 people. I'm like, "You got to give me a break here, dude." All day, these people were there from 6 a.m. in the morning until midnight at night. They varied. They changed as the hours went on, but like, they were taken, and I'm like, I need to play these machines for my people. They hate when I play Buffalo and, this brand new, I don't know, chicken egg hunt or whatever the hell it is. But I'm not going to lie. Those games are a lot more fun than playing a damn double diamond machine and the thing's going bump, 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 bump. On this one, I'm getting majors and minis and picking this and I'm doing that.
So many things are happening at once there, and
At least I'm losing my money. It's a great time when I'm losing my money.
I feel good losing. It's like, I feel it's crazy.
Mike and I, luckily, thankful for Mike when he's next to me. Same thing with Jer and Marky G and Mid-South. Like, we're playing these old school machines, and it's like we become the entertainment. This machine stinks. Like, there's not much you could put. 10 minutes of just double diamond deluxe is absolutely brutal. And Mike and I just have to power through it. And luckily, we just roll.
You guys are entertaining, man. That's what it is. You guys keep it entertaining.
So,
So we got.
But no, I don't have a favorite as of right now. There is no favorite, that sticks out in my mind because they've all robbed me blind.
Babel, I think that's how it. BABIL. I feel you, bro. God bless you. Pulled through. Linda K. Wild, unbelievably story. Glad you found the right people who listen to you. Paul Wooten, John, you're back with the shades, baby.
Yeah. Until that sun goes completely down, then I got to take them off.
Proud Monkey. I saw a few grifter comments that really got me pissed. I guess, from what we were talking about earlier. A wild story. Glad. Okay, I think we hit that one. Glenda, we love you, John. Top Dollar Mike. He was getting irate in the comments here. He's about to comment, let these people know. And it's. Oh, did we lose you? Hold on a second. Little freeze here, Johnny boy.
I'm not. Am I just sitting still? Am I just be sitting still?
That's me. That's my Jay Rogers. Social media's got a bunch of hypocrites that have nothing better to do than talk trash. Yep. Glad you're out of the hospital. Hope everything goes good on you, Big J. Appreciate that, buddy. Just having fun. Hi all. Great to see NJ. Love you, dude.
Appreciate
right.
it, man. Thank you, Jason. Really appreciate it.
We got a comment. I'm just happy you are who you are, and that's why I'm always be by your side, and that's 100% facts. V, I appreciate that.
Yeah, Veronica Allen. Big shout out to Veronica Allen here since the start, man. Since the start, she's been supporting me through it, through, you know, hundreds of new creators coming out and, you know, becoming better at, you know, taking what we had and just molding it their way. You know, I'll bring up Mr. Hampe is one of them. You know, he came into the market and just absolutely killed it. I still think he's the number one, you know, in the community in my eyes. Screw numbers and all that stuff. Because he brings entertainment to the table just like you and I do. He is one of the most entertaining people, you know, that I have ever been around. And, you know, he's a success at this. And like, he's a newer channel that came in and just took over along with, you know, hundreds of others. And here's Veronica Allen still sticking here through it, you know, and there's hundreds of others still that have stuck through it. They're dealing with my, you know, entertainment the way I do it. Yes, my thumbnails aren't like these people, you know, who have the ability to hire marketing people to do it for them, you know, and all the bull and all the you know, and all those, you know, stuff. I don't have time to do, like, family. I'm surprised that I have time to even have a channel, you know. So, like, let's just be happy with what we get. And that's why I do love my people, because look at Veronica Allen. She has so many better things that, you know, sharpened edges out there with better thumbnails and higher bets and this and that. And still here she is, you know, with me. And that's why I say I have the most loyal following in this industry. I don't care what anybody says. I really don't. People can go live from their channels and prove it. They can try to prove I have the most loyal. You don't have the most loyal shit. I do. And that's an absolute fact. Like that is to the T. And I'm telling you, toe to toe, pound for pound, there is nobody that can go one-on-one with me entertaining wise. If I had the bankroll of some of these people, there would be no YouTube community, because I would be the YouTube community.
John's walking that out, baby. He's
like that. Yeah. That's it. And I'm that confident in that. And that's not just me saying, that's from you people. That is from all of you, you know, instilling that into me and proving that, you know, with numbers and how I came in. And still to this day, having some of the top creators, you know, numbers wise, and I say to me, dude, you are top notch, one of the best. You are the most entertaining, this and that. I take their word serious, you know. So that's not just me being me, but I'm telling you, if there were, if there were things that were a little different, there's different stuff. Like I would have custom made, you know, slot machines on my yacht. You know, like, and we would be going crazy, you know, like Leo and Wolf of Wall Street with the fun coupons. There'll be fun coupons for everybody. For Jimmy J has his yacht next to me while we're going live together. Like, that's how we're doing. John. Yes. And then you get like that. And then you get like that, and it really gets me going. I remember when you did the Ric Flair knee drop to me in the middle of a live stream. Yeah. Group, all that stuff. Middle of Ric Flair, the delayed knee drop. Right
come off, John. They know it. They know when I do it, when I walk it, because that's why I kept sending you, even when you were down, audio messages. I got to keep your spirits up, my man. I gotta give it, because you are the man. You walk that aisle in the casino, whether it's the Golden Nugget, whether it's the Hard Rock Resorts. We're taking over the boardwalk. That's it. Regatta, Tampa, Florida. Doesn't matter where it is, Johnny. You're running the show over there, man. I'm having a hard time.
God, yeah. Take it down, because that's how I get too. And I get like that. And then I'm like, easy. You're not 22 anymore. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. Well, listen, you know, man, I get excited even just talking to you about all this stuff, man, because you know, you are entertaining when it comes to what you do. And I always told you, even from day one, man, you got a voice for it. You should definitely do some sort of show, some sort of podcast or whatnot on top of what you're doing now. And John, you still have an opportunity, especially right now. You got an opportunity to start something up, get it going, man.
Never say never, man. If this, you know, if I get back on the saddle and everything kind of stays stagnant the way it is, which, by the way, another thing, you know, if you want to go back into the GoFundMe stuff, dude, I lost 80% of my revenue probably now on a monthly basis, and that's where it's stuck. So if I go back at this really hard, it stays where it is. I got to figure out another avenue and figure it out quick. If I got to go live from my backyard every night, smoking joints and drinking coffee with the 70,000 subscribers, then Jimmy J, see how you fire me up? Then
not only with your 70,000, but my dozens and dozens of Jimmy J promo nights That's what I'm calling them. The promo nights. We're gonna do it. We're gonna get it live here, man. Dude, we're getting people worked up over here.
Look at
Johnny's
me putting 420. I love it. See what I mean, dude? Do you see what I'm talking about? And then they fire me. This is why I don't go live much, Jimmy, because if I go live too much, a tripod is going to get used as a wet. I'm going to hit Mike with it.
The neighbor's
right?
going down.
And then I'm doing like, and Mike doesn't understand my quickness. Is I'm going to whack him with the tripod, and while he realized what happened, I'm already like off the top rope on top of the chair with a Macho Man Randy Savage right on top of his head there, and he don't stand a chance. So, this is look 666 shout out to Jason. Let me tell you something. 666 tried to get me 3 times now. He's 0 for 3. So far.
The earthquake live. That was one. High flying, flipping and dipping, light bulb looking NJ slot guy. Woo! He said he's styling a profile, shades, up until nighttime. What was you say? Hold on, I want to land a BFT on Jerry.
Yeah, that's our boy. That's our boy Johnny. He was 100% at that group poll that you're talking about.
Oh, Johnny, yeah, okay, now I remember.
He was my crowd clearer. Remember him? He's like this big.
Oh, the big dude, man.
He looked like a professional shot putter. Yeah, dude, you ain't getting by him. That's my guy. Like, if you're gonna get too close and act up, Johnny's coming with a clothesline from hell, like the big boss man. And yeah, look, he knows it. He knows it's true, dude. All I gotta do is point.
Liam,
Johnny,
what's up,
this guy right here. I don't like the way he looks. Bye. See ya. Him and there's people that don't have names that we don't even know that are in the crowd just watching from afar, waiting for somebody to screw up.
And I might say this, after they deliver the clothesline, I'm on the fucking Buffalo slot machine dropping a knee on somebody. And then that'll be the one that I accidentally hit the max pay and we win big. And that's it. After that big knee drop, and then the security escorted him out. He's going to the hospital. And John and I, we're going to walk that out. We're going right to Morton's. We're going to somewhere on the boardwalk, baby. Because if it's not Morton, if we don't win, you know where we're going. We're going to have to go to the goddamn, the fucking, what is that thing on the boardwalk right by the resorts? The Land Shark. That's it.
Land Shark, yeah.
We're going to Land Shark. We're getting some cheap food. And that's it. You don't win. And a lot of times that happens, but it's okay.
That's all right. If Mike is still in the chat, Mike can tell you some of the meals we've had to have, because it's not even the money aspect of it, because a lot of stuff is comped from you losing your ass, every single day. But like, there are times where Mike and I was like, dude, let's just order room service, order some chicken fingers, and and some French fries. We go to the diner instead of the steakhouse. Yeah. But dude, I've had hundreds of dinners with Mike, dude. Every single one of them is enjoyable, just because of us, like, just being, dude. It's like I said, when the camera's on, it's the same shit, man. Oh, yeah. It's the same shit. So like, I'm thankful to be around that entertainment when the camera's off. And forget it, you throw Jerry into the mix, it's over. Look, Courtney just said computer fried chicken. Now, yeah. Jimmy, this is another one of those things that it's just a story from Vegas.
Okay, what's this computer fried chicken? Yeah, what happened?
I wish we could bring Courtney on. So we were at Resorts World. And here, let's go back even further. Courtney, feel free to jump in right here. So when I went out to Grayton for a big influencer event. Courtney, who you see in the chat, and Jenna, her name is, were part of the marketing team over there at Grayton. I did not know them, from anything. But this was and still is out there in the world. I was mic'd up for 2 days, like a what the hell? What was that show I'm thinking of on MTV? Road Rules. Is that it? Is that what I'm thinking? Like, kind of like that. I got a director following me or a cameraman following me. Everything I was doing, and I was mic'd up this whole time. Jimmy, I am not a person that should be mic'd up for more than 5 hours, because I talk to myself, dude. I say wild and
you're gonna pick things, shit. Yeah, because you think out loud sometimes.
Dude, I sing for no reason. I just start singing. Like weird shit. Yeah. Weird shit can happen. Yeah. So, anyways, we're part of this big event. It's doing major things, itinerary wise. Well, it came to a point where these girls were so off to the side, doing their marketing stuff. They weren't a part of the influencer event, that I remember going to the winery and I was outside with them, hanging out with them, instead, because Now I'm becoming cool with them because they were awesome. Again, big shout out to Courtney and Jenna. They were involved with Shank Marketing at that time. Shout out to them as well. Now, I had to do certain things. Like I had to play this machine. I had this guy on me. And I'm like, what am I going to do? So I went live from out there, which followed up like Tim's live. And Jimmy, the numbers wouldn't stop. It became record setting. And I'm knowing this and I'm feeding off it. And I just start going banana land. And while this is happening, and very rare, I'm hitting bonuses. I had Big Cat's Poker behind me going, if you get these 6 hats one more time, I'm going to do the worm in the middle of the casino. Dude, it couldn't have been the next spin.
No, get out.
So now this is turning into a show, Jimmy J, and I'm feeding off this. He gets on the floor. He starts doing the worm. Now I'm going banana land. This is it. So here's where Courtney comes in. So I'm playing, and like the cameraman, I'm saying to him, what do you want me to do, dude? Like, this is just what he goes, dude, you're doing great. Just do what you do. Just do what you do. Dude, I'm hit. I'm getting paid out. I took the money. I took $3,000. I think it was $3,000, Jimmy. I went like this. I threw it in the air. You want to talk about fun coupons?
No.
I threw it in the air. This is all on film somewhere. Somebody has this film. I don't.
Oh, my God.
I do not have this film. I took it. I threw it in the air. Courtney made sure every single dollar was accounted for. True story. Look.
Oh, wow.
Dude, on all fours, Courtney, on all fours, counting every single $100. This poor girl, what I put her through, like she didn't like this was a random, thing because I'm a psychopath. Yeah. So this poor girl, and that was it now, right? Like there's the connection. Like now Courtney's my best friend.
Yeah.
From this, so
protected with her life. Yeah.
So the next time,
for that. Yeah.
Next time, now I come out for G2E. Now I have her contact. I have Jenna's contact. Now we meet up outside of having to be working for somebody and being under an itinerary and stuff. And it was complete mayhem as usual. I remember walking with Courtney through the Palms at like 2:00 in the morning. Like Courtney's awesome, by the way. 90s alternative. We're listening to 90s alternative. She knows Tim very well too. So like we had Tim with us, and Tim's doing Tim.
No, she said, hello, Reggie. Met him for the first time that day. Thought he was gonna mug me in the elevator.
Oh yeah. I think she said that to me a couple of times too. And then she told me she doesn't like hugging. So I was like, oh, this is the thing now. Every time I see you, you're getting the biggest hug you could ever imagine. Like, what are you thinking? Telling me something that's going to make you uncomfortable. Now we're going to
do it. That's it. Yeah.
Now we're going to bring it out. Courtney does rock. Big shout out to Courtney. Big shout out to Jenna as well, because she was a big part of that. Just fun, dude. And now guess what? Like, they're friends now. And it all just started, you know what I mean? One little thing, like I consider them friends. I keep in touch with Courtney, about our travels. Like, where are you going? You're going to be at G2E. You're going to be, when's the next time you're in Vegas? And I try to meet up with her because, just like with everybody in the community, they're not around the corner from me, so it takes these trips, these once a year, twice a year trips, maybe, where I can see these people that I consider really good friends at this point. Don't listen to Mike, though. Whatever you see Mike say, dude, these stories are wild.
Tell you about oh my God, the Tampa abduction story. Now I got to hear this. Because John, before we get to that, I know you were up here. Atlantic City was the thing. I mean, we got the whole group. Shout out to the Atlantic City Casinos and More group as well. The entire group, you guys started from the ground up. I'm thinking about things in AC, and we'll get to that. I got to hear this now, John, Mike. What is this Tampa abduction? What happened? Who got mugged? Who's in the trunk? Who's in the ground? What happened?
I got to try to keep this clean too.
Oh boy.
So damn, I have to light a joint for this one.
Oh man.
So damn.
How do we keep it PG? I mean, look, it's
no. That's not what I'm trying. I'm trying to like word it better, because when I could just tell you the story outside of being live on YouTube, we could get real, with it. And I'm trying to be like as calm as possible, but still get to the point. Anyway, all right. So we're going down. We're going down to Tampa. Now, I don't know. Maybe Mike could throw it in there in the midst of the story. I don't remember if this was the tournament thing that we went to, we won down there, or if this was just a random trip. That I don't remember too well which one it was, but Michael chime in and we'll get to it. Anyways, so my flight landed like in the same amount of time Mike's landed, like 20 or 30 minutes. So I'm like, dude, I'll wait for you. Obviously we'll go together. It was the tournament time. So the great ending to that story. So I'm waiting for Mike, and while I'm waiting for Mike, I'm outside, and like this little person who wasn't quite a little person, but wasn't a big person either. It's very confusing. Whatever. Dude, I love everybody. I talk to everybody. I don't mind make best friends wherever I go, you know?
Yeah.
Especially if you talk to me first. Otherwise, I'll kind of stay like a, recluse over here. But once you start the conversation, I'm all in. I'm like, let's do this. Because I'm annoying. Like, I know I'm loud. I'm annoying. I can't just jump in. Like, I'm too much. I've scared people before by just saying hello to them. So, like, I can't just dive in because people get nervous around me. Look what Courtney just said. She thought I was going to stab her in the elevator or whatever. Mug me in the elevator. Anyways, so I'm waiting for Mike. While I'm waiting for Mike, this guy's looking at me. Like I said, it doesn't look like a threat at all. And he's just like, he's looking at my chain and he goes, that's not real. And I go, yeah, the fuck it is. What do you mean? Yes, it is. I don't wear fake jewelry. Like, what? Like, what does this guy go? He goes, that's not real. I took it off. I swear, Jimmy J. This is Tampa. I just landed. I took it off and I handed it to him just like this. Go ahead. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, I run a 4.540, dude. Like, you ain't like you better hope you better hope security gets here first because, like, so like I was confident not this is gonna go down. I don't know if he feels it. He goes, yeah, he just keeps playing the fake thing. So I was like, all right, put it back on. And just in the midst of talking, he gets me a business card, which is bullshit. He's like, I have a car coming. Where are you going? I said, I'm going to the Hard Rock in Tampa. He goes, so am I. I was like, awesome. I was like, I'm waiting for my buddy. I said, I'm not going anywhere without him. Like, he goes, that's fine. We'll wait for him. I go, all right, let's do this. Dude, 2 minutes. It couldn't have been 2 minutes. And Mike is my witness. A black truck pulls up, like a legit looking black taxi truck.
Like a Suburban or anything? Okay.
Yeah, yes, Suburban. That's it, dude. Opens up, there's drinks inside, all this shit. I'm like, this is fantastic. What are you kidding me? Like, this is great. Like, I know I wouldn't do this by myself. Yeah, I know Mike is going to be here to either back this out and say we're done, or let's go. This is all right. Mike comes, he's going along with the story. Boom, we jump in this son of a bitch. We're in the back. This asshole's in the front with the driver. They start. He is what looked like to me an average white middle person, not small but not big. Yeah, he starts ripping Spanish to the driver, and I like, here we go. Mike's looking at me, and I'm looking at
the cartel car, man. What's going on here?
He's like, here we go, here we go, sort of thing. So now, as we're driving, the guy wouldn't shut the fuck up, which I really sorry, Jimmy J, which I couldn't stand because he just kept talking nonsense. Yeah. And Mike caught on quicker than I did when he was like, this is no good, dude. Like, I have a bad feeling here. Sure enough, we're however far away from the Hard Rock, and the guy goes, oh, pull off over here. We got to stop at the gas station real quick. And we look up and we see Ybor. Now, bro, Mike and I are both, Mike more from the streets than I am, but we both have common sense. We know our way around the country a little bit. Yeah. Ybor is not a nice place to be, brother.
Ybor City, right?
Ybor City. That's not like a great little cube right there. We knew that, and we're like, here we go. So Mike just starts going like this. He goes, hey, remember when Jerry hit that guy over the head with the bat that one time? Just starting to, jolt this guy in the front a little bit. And I was like, hell yeah, dude, I remember that. And I go, hey, by the way, I said, remember you said my chain was fake, right? I said, listen, I go, I deal with a jeweler that doesn't deal with normal people. I said, we're going to FaceTime him while you're here right now, and you're going to tell him that his stuff is fake. Do you understand? Now you can see this guy starting to get like, I might have screwed up here. I picked the wrong ones today.
I got the wrong people in the car. Yeah.
Dude, sure enough, we get off at Ybor. Yeah. We pull into the gas station, and now we're fed up at this point. Mike and I both. Two guys come walking out of the gas station as we parked and pulled in, and I go, "Time for war." Mike and I hop out, like, let's go. We're ready to do this. We're ready to do this thing. And like, this guy kind of was like, saw what was going on. I was like, dude, get your stuff out of the back, and stay here. Go in this gas station, whatever. We're hopping back in this truck, and we're taking it wherever we want. Like, get out, sort of thing. And the whole thing was dissipated. I left out some little things that were said, and threatening that was going on. Spider was with us too. That's right. Shout out to her. I forgot about that. And we get back in this truck, and I say to this guy, "Do you have any idea who this guy was?" And he's like, "No, I have no idea." I'm like, "You're talking to him in Spanish. What do you mean? You don't know him?" So it's still a mystery to this day. Who paid for that car?
What the? So wait, okay. The driver didn't know the guy that got.
No, I thought he did. I thought they were, cool. He has a driver.
So what it sounds like to me, this guy was just telling them in Spanish where to go.
Yeah, that's it. He was just telling them to probably get off.
Yeah. Exactly. So set up. Yep.
So now we have a good 20 or 30-minute ride back to, or to the Hard Rock, maybe less, might have been less. And like now we're saying to this guy, now he doesn't know. I go, buddy, listen to me. Like, you have no idea how this guy was seconds away from getting his head put through your passenger side window. I don't think he realizes and like he was shaky. You could see like he was getting like shaky from the way we were getting, like the way we were, and like then I was, kind of like felt bad and all that stuff. But that's how this trip started. Then we come in, Jimmy J. Now we're underdogs in the game, always in the YouTube community, because we don't have the followers, we don't have the numbers, and you got this person there and this person there who's got a crowd behind them rooting for them. And we went into that son of a bitch and ran through everybody and won that entire effing tournament, dude. Top to bottom, we ran that stuff, and still. Then they invited me back for a second one, and I ran that son of a bitch too.
No, get out of here.
2-0.
2-0. Champs are here.
Still undefeated in the YouTube community game. They brought in everybody they could with every big follower, every big subscriber and whatnot, and we ran right through them, dude. What a time it was for it to start the way it did, where Mike and I should have ended up in Ybor, under who knows what. And here we are winning a tournament, dude. We were going live. We were hitting for jackpots nonstop. I mean, we lost all our money, but it was still a damn good time from start. Just the way it started with Ybor, the whole Ybor.
That's gotta, dude. That's just, you're not home. You're not, in your element. You're in a different town, and something like this is going on, and it's got you thinking like, what's about to happen here?
Yeah,
it could have went south like
really could have, man. I should have had more awareness. That's not like me, man. It was getting too friendly,
John's like, let's go. Come on, why not?
Yeah, let's go. Come on. I wouldn't do it by myself, though. I can sit here and admit that I wouldn't do that by myself. So, Mike was the link to me okaying this, because I knew he was walking out that door, like the rhino he is. That's what Jer calls him. Jer called him a rhino one time. It was
top dollar Mike, man. No joke, man. You got to be careful. I'll tell you. I remember at Delaware, because man, Mike was. Oh, I'm not going to get into that, but yeah, he was. He was. We were having fun over there, man. It was a good time. But I remember Mike getting I'm not going to say it. He was just getting a little frustrated. I could tell if Mike gets mad. You got to just leave him alone.
Dude, okay. Mike, Jerry makes him the most mad. Jerry makes him the most mad. It is fantastic, dude. Oh, it's Jimmy, there was one time Mike apologized to him for this. Mike, you gotta let me know if these facts are true or not, or if it's a little skewed. I think I want to say Bally's, maybe the Nugget. And it was definitely group pull time and all that stuff. I don't know. I think Jerry was just standing there or something. And Mike was like, Jerry, would you get the fuck out of here? Close the fucking door. You know what it reminded me of? If you ever see, look, he's laughing. Look at him. Like, if it was Bally's, if you ever saw The Sopranos with the guy that gets in too deep over his head with the sports store, and the poor guy's going, what's going to happen when these companies come out, and Tony just goes banana land on him and goes, go back in there. It reminded me of that. Just Mike crushed Jerry's soul completely to the floor, the poor thing. And then, but like minutes later, he was like, Jer, I'm sorry. I just got a little frustrated.
Yeah, no, man, I'll tell you, I can. Mike he was starting to get to that in the zone. Mike was getting in that Ken Shamrock zone, man.
Baby.
Stay out of the way. No, dude, we gotta definitely, John. I cannot wait for you to get back in the scene, man. We all got to get together. We got to do something over here. So with every casino that you've dealt with, man. For those that don't know you, some of the new people that are on my page that are jumping in here now, it's hard to say where do you recommend to go. I mean, because every territory is different right now. Atlantic City. What's your go-to in AC still? I know you're all over the map. You was all over the map. Delaware was the new one, and then Mohegan and Foxwoods and Tampa at the Hard Rock. I mean, dude, you were all over, man. It's like you were like the Ric Flair of slots, man. You're all over it. I mean, you walked out, you're charismatic, and it's just like when you say, well, where's NJ today? We're in Tampa at the Hard Rock. We're in Vegas. We're at Bally's. We're at the Nugget. It's, dude, it's entertaining as hell just to watch you on the slot channel. NJ Slot Guy. For those that don't even know, please follow him right now. Subscribe to that channel, NJ Slot Guy. But just, it's amazing, man. And I never thought that I can get behind watching a slot channel. That's me personally. I'm like, it's just not my thing, right? I'm there in person. It's one thing. But, dude, you're the only channel I watch. That's it. Like, because you make it fun, man. And I'm sure there's other people out there that's entertaining, like Mr. Handpay and Binky. Shout out to Binky, too. She was amazing that day at Delaware.
Dude, she might have saved my life, man, when I really think about it. Because, listen, I was just a regular Joe Schmo looking for where to go. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have had that quick connection I had to get this all fixed in time. Maybe I'm not even sitting here with you right now, or, I'm still struggling to find the care that I need. So, a monster shout out to her for, taking care of me. She really crushed it.
No, but dude, it's just, I got to tell you, John, like, again, you being all over the map here, dealing with all these casinos. I know we were asking about slots before, go to. So what are your top 3 casinos? I got to, know personally, that you've dealt with, that you've overall experienced. Not only
playing wise, none of them, guys. Every casino is the same. They're all there to take your money in the long run. If you happen to go to a casino and you end up leaving up, you just happen to be one of the. When I tell you, you leave when you go to leave up, stand outside the casino, ask everybody that's walking out if they won or lost, and get me those numbers, and then you see how rare of a thing that is. You just happen to be on the right route that night. But anybody, especially after doing this for 6 years and going nonstop to the casinos, everybody knows that at some point, here it comes. It's coming right back. If I'm winning it in Tampa, I'm losing it in Foxwoods. If I'm winning it in Foxwoods, I'm losing it in AC. If I'm winning it in AC, I'm losing it in California. If I'm winning it in Vegas, I'm like, dude, it just happens to be that way. There's casinos I have left up. Look at the Hard Rock in AC. Did I hit it for, that $50K monster jackpot, all that stuff? You know how many times the Hard Rock has absolutely crushed me? So like the percentages are incredibly thin. So none in that sense. I'll go, as far as ambiance goes and stuff. Like, dude, I really love Foxwoods. I really do, for the fact of how monstrous it is, the amount of places that you can eat and entertain yourself. And not only that, Jimmy J, I've never felt unsafe like I have in Atlantic City, in Tampa, at Hollywood, at, some of these, multiple casinos, where, you feel like you're being followed, you feel like you're being watched. I'm pretty sure I was getting cased the one time down in Tampa, and, a shout out to Slot Hopper. Her and her boyfriend ended up walking with me, or her and her husband ended up walking with me, and driving me, actually physically getting in the car with them and driving me to my car, because they saw what was going on too.
Wow.
And I was like, these bastards are about to jump me. Like, I could see exactly what's going on from afar. You're hitting your boy up that's standing over by the door, and security's not doing shit.
No,
because they don't do shit, just to let you guys know. Like, unless something is right in front of them happening, they don't care, dude. They're ending their shift, and they don't want nothing to do with that place.
They don't want no drama on their shift. They're like, okay, keep it over there until I clock out. Yeah, that's
absolutely. That is the absolute truth. But Foxwoods is definitely up there. But I mean, I've lost my ass at Foxwoods, and you hear that a lot from people too. Like, a tight place. It's a tight place. It's a tight place. Yeah, but I feel safe. I could go walk around there 3 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, any time of day. I've walked down those hallways alone from the Fox to the Cedars, which is, anybody will tell you, it's a 15-minute, 20-minute walk. Never felt unsafe. I've never followed. It never felt like I was being followed, like I have in AC. So like that one goes up there. Man, I love Windstar in Oklahoma, man. It's one of the biggest casinos in the world.
Wow. Okay.
It's built like a castle. It's so big they have their own police department.
Their own police department.
They have their own police department, like, on site. And I don't mean like they have a little office downstairs. You drive out of the casino and you take a right. There's a giant police station there. Like, it's crazy stuff. They have 2 golf courses. The place is monstrous, Jimmy J. So Windstar definitely goes down there as one. And let me pick a Vegas property. Man, they're so. Then you go to Vegas, and it makes all these other casinos look like they're, Like
it's
like
just
nothing.
it's the vibe, man. It's the Vegas vibe when you're down there. The lights, bright lights, big city, Las Vegas, baby. The Strip, Johnny Boy on the Strip. I mean, come on, man.
I know it's very hard to Resorts World has been nothing but loving to me, but they don't have much to offer as far as like the stuff that I play for my channel. But they are one that welcomes me with open arms. They would let me throw an event there probably if I wanted. And like that makes me favor it a little bit more because of the outreach that I have with them. I go to the Venetian almost every year for G2E and spend thousands of dollars. They couldn't give me freaking comedy tickets when I was there. Like
Jesus Christ, cheap, man. Yeah.
Like that'll keep you right off the so Resorts World is where Computer Fried Chicken happened, by the way, because we didn't even tell that story. That's where it'll happen.
Oh yeah, we gotta get to that story since we're on it.
We were trying to find a place to eat, and it was just absolute mayhem. Things were closed. It was like 7 o'clock. We're like, what the hell are we doing? And we ended up ordering, fried chicken on like a computer screen and having to like wait for it. And, like I said, Courtney's a ball of fun. So is Jenna. So we made our own jokes about it. And it just turned into, computer fried chicken.
Oh, geez. Okay. So Vegas property, you said Resorts World.
I'm pointing towards it. There's so many beautiful properties out there, Jimmy J, that it's really hard to choose. And you know what, man? Like I've been out to Durango, which is like off the Strip by the Red Rocks. Dude, you want to talk about gorgeous? Yeah. You look out one of your hotel windows there, all you see are the Red Rocks and like the pink, the purple sunset. It's like, how do you not love this for the fact of that? And it's like. But how often are you in the room looking out at sunsets and all that stuff when you're trying to entertain and
looking at screens? I'm trying to win, or I'm at the tables. I mean, do you even play tables at all? I mean, it's just slots.
I used to, yeah, man. I used to all the time, and then I started a channel, and now even like when I'm off camera, trying to have a good time with Jer and my buddy Dijon and play some craps and blackjack. All I'm thinking about, Jimmy, is like if I do that for an hour, I'm like, damn, dude, I just missed out on 3 videos. You know. Like that's all I think about now. So it's very hard to like just let loose and be myself. Otherwise, I'd be on those damn table games, man.
You got to take a day at least. I mean, if you're going down there for a weekend, weekend is hard to take a day, but maybe like a few hours.
Yeah, I agree with you. You definitely do need it, and like,
you got to enjoy it a little bit. I mean, you're putting in work when you're down. So this is work when you're down. You're doing content for the slot channel, but you got to take some time, John, for you, especially if you're in all these different areas. Enjoy that, whatever it is, the hotel, the casino, whatever they're offering, whatever the perks are. Speaking of perks, geez, which spot that you've dealt with, which casino resort has given the best perks, or at least if you want to name top 2 or 3 that has given the best perks for players?
It's definitely Vegas properties, but it's because we're out of state. If you talk to Vegas people, they'll say their offers stink. So, I mean, dude, to be able to let's just put it into G2E terms.
Okay.
So G2E this past year, and I told Mark and Jer, like, you want to go? Like, I got an itinerary from start to finish, but we'll squeeze in our time. We'll make time for it, and I tried as best as I could to do that because they came all the way out there. But like, for it to be that easy for me to book a room for Jer, a suite for Jer for 4 nights, only because I put $200 into, the Aria the last time I was there. That's amazing, dude. I just got my friend out here for free for 4 days, on like, how awesome is that? Let's think about that sort of thing. Like when I could really get stuff in my own state, like it's the whole state and it's Vegas, you can't compare to Vegas. There are creators, multiple creators. I wish I did it myself, who will have 5 properties lined up with free play perks or whatever it is, and they go out there for that weekend or whatever it is, and they take advantage of that top to bottom as a creator, and they say, where else can I do this? And they can't. You can't do it anywhere else. You can't do it in AC even. You got to be able to record in AC. At least Vegas is more welcoming to it, as a whole.
Yeah, I want to say, Courtney said I moved out of state and got Lady Gaga tickets. Dude, that's all you got to do. Boom, 1, 2, 3. I mean, that's true though. They don't take care of their locals as much as they do for other, out of towners, because they want you to come in, and they know once you're there, it's a vacation. You're spending money, so you're there for at least a couple days. But that makes sense. Smart. Dude, yeah, man. You were saying about as far as the perks go, it comes down to, I guess, how much you're playing, right? How much you're on the machines too. And
Yep.
I remember being in AC, man. I would shit. What would I? Not even a lot, man. A few $100, maybe a slot, table games, and then giving me, all right, you get comp room Sunday to Thursday. It was always
Right.
like Sunday to Thursday thing for certain casinos down there. Even now, it's crazy. I haven't been down there in years, a few years, which I miss it. But Ocean's still sending me stuff, So I'm like, wow, man, because we're not in AC, we're not in Jersey. Probably again,
Yeah.
they want you to come down and spend some money. But hold on, we got a couple other comments I wanted to get to. Please come to Tanuka okay, I'm butchering it. Mississippi. That's all I know. Tunica, Mississippi.
Hey, listen, I will go to every state. It's the matter of being approved, especially if you're traveling, being approved to film there. I will not go, besides Vegas, I will not go anywhere on somebody's word saying it's okay to film unless I have written consent, promise that I could do this before I travel. Vegas is the only exception because there are so many places out in Vegas that do have an open record policy that you could make it work if you do get kicked out of this place, which I did. I got kicked out of Encore or Win.
No, but you get kicked out of
not kicked out, not kicked out per se, but dude, it was the middle of the day during G2E, Mid-South and we walked over. Again, I don't remember which one was Encore or Win, right into the high limit room. Not a soul in the place. Not a soul. We sit down, I put 1,000 in this machine, he puts 1,000 in this machine, got the chart, boom, boom, boom. Three of them.
Oh my goodness.
You can't do this here. And there is written consent out there in the world, but just not to us, So, we did one of those. Like, no. It's all right if we were. Oh, who told you that? I didn't tell you that. And I was like this. I looked at as soon as I heard that, Jimmy, I knew that this conversation is not going. I could have written consent. This guy isn't going to let it happen.
Yeah, he's not giving it.
I looked at Randy. I said, cash out. Cashed out. We both cashed out our money. Got up. Walked right out of place. I said, okay, I guess if that's the road you want to go down. I know they didn't feel that. I know they did not even know who we were. It's just a matter of there were 0 people in here. We were bringing life into your place. My people were going to see this, and who knows who's going to text me, who's at G2E. Where are you? Hey, I'm at the Encore. I'm at Win. And all of a sudden, there's 8 creators there. But you wanted nothing to do with that. So I said,
just lost business. That's it.
Let's go.
This is what I don't understand.
Go somewhere else.
Why wouldn't they allow you as a content creator? Why would they not allow, not only them, but any other casino? Why wouldn't they allow you to film in their casino knowing, okay, you got a channel, you're a content creator, you have a following, a decent following, a damn good following at that. Yeah. Regardless if they know that or not, either way, you're bringing attention to their property. If you win big on that slot, other people are gonna be like, you know what? I gotta get down to that casino. I might win the same. It's just I just don't get it. I feel like it's just something like that doesn't make sense to me with some of these hotels. Like, who do you have to know to get into the Hard Rock Atlantic City? That's what I want to know.
It's a fun. Don't even get me started with the Hard Rock Atlantic City. Like, luckily, I do have that place to be able to film. It's just the hoops you got to go through. Like, I have to have my host there with me. I can only get approved for 2 times during the day for 3 hours a pop. Like, that's miserable, man. Like, I could fly to Tampa and go film at 3:00 in the morning if I wanted to. I can drive up to Foxwoods, which is only an extra hour, compared to Atlantic City for me, and have full reign of the place for 4 straight days. I don't need to be this one and Mr. this one and Vegas, this guy. I don't need to be any of that. I've established that relationship there with them. So why the hell wouldn't I go, there over? Why wouldn't I? Like, other content creators who are traveling, hey, we want to get out to Jersey. Fuck Jersey. Meet me in Foxwoods. Like, I'm sorry, because I can't help them. Because Hard Rock will be like, nah, we're all right. And then they make me look bad. Like, this is your home? And it's like, no, actually, I'm considering Delaware Park Casino my damn home right now because they've been nothing but open arms to me. Dude, it's the same drive for me, back and forth. I'm in touch with the most important people at this casino, whereas I only know hosts at the other ones. I can't even get in touch with the higher ups. They want nothing to do with me. So why wouldn't I give all my time and love now to this Delaware Park place and bring all my damn people with me? You
And
know,
you're right, I
because
gotta tell you about it.
that's loyalty.
Absolutely, man. And Delaware Park, man, when I was over there, it was just the atmosphere was actually really it was surprising too. I didn't think it was going to be that nice. You know, it's 2 floors, but they were so accommodating and everybody
Yeah,
was so nice in there. You know, and the casino's not bad at all. But you know, I guess the downfall about that is they don't have hotels.
the hotel.
There's no hotel attached to it, so you would have to get you know some place outside. But the casino's nice. I had a great time over there with Mike and Jerry and the crew over there, man. So
Yeah.
it was, we definitely got to get back there. And then that's another thing I want to ask you. Where would your first? I don't know. I don't want to say this. Are you planning something? A return? We got to have a return party for you, man. We
So
have to do it.
nothing.
Yeah,
I don't have
I'm
anything
hosting
on the books. I don't have anything on the books for craziness like you're saying, but I do have, now that I'm getting better, I have my trips planned now, my manual trips where I could drive to.
Okay.
And then once I get cleared to fly, dude, that's when, you know, the wheels come off. You know, there's no, you know, now I'm all over the place. But yeah, hey, listen, we'll figure something out when it's the right whatever. Listen, it could be a year from now. Who cares? We could celebrate my 40th birthday, you know, the comeback to the channel and the fact that we're all together. You know, it doesn't have to be the first time out there because I got to go get these people some videos, you know, so I plan on doing that this Saturday in Delaware. I'll be there.
You'll be there. Oh, and get some videos. Oh, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, you got to go locally at the moment right now.
Yeah, just until I get cleared.
Yeah.
Just until I get cleared. Yeah, man, I already got that. I got an AC trip plan and already got a Foxwoods trip plan because that's how it goes, man. As soon as I feel like I could do it, we're doing it. Like there's no stepping back. We're only moving forward, baby.
When you're not working, John, when it's going to be there's a little bit of playtime, you got to let Jimmy J. We got to come out there. I have to put something together. I'm ready to host it. I'm ready to do more knee drops in the casino. I'm ready to do what I do, and we're gonna have a welcome back party for John. Official group pull, something. I gotta talk to Mike. I gotta get Mike on the horn. We're gonna do this, man. We're gonna get the boys are back in town. It's gonna be
back in town. We'll get everybody. You know, make sure everybody's available. Make sure it's a good, you know, time. All that stuff. Instead of it being a rush, I'd rather it be like, you know, a little setback. You know, nice, and we'll do it right. We'll do it the correct way, wherever it may be. You know, I just hope, dude, I hope AC starts to get its shit together, man. It's a shame, like, not having the approval down there when it's like, you know, it's the main place to be. It's like, it's our Vegas, man. And like, they're just screwing up. It's a complete, you know, in my eyes, Jimmy J, sadly, it's a shithole down there, man. Like the boardwalk is dangerous down there. You got people getting fucking robbed left and right. Like, dude, I came into the scene 6 years ago. We could have brought this place back, man. If they would have just let me run, dude, I would have that place swimming with creators, putting them back on the map. And like, they want nothing to do with it. What am I going to do, dude? I got to keep my channel going. You know, I give them the old stiff job. But of course, you know, that's the local place to Mike outside of Delaware as well. You know, it's where we all were. So we still try to get the boys, at least the four of us, you know, like, hey, you know what? I can use an overnight. I got to get some film. Let's just do it at the Hard Rock, this Thursday in July. And, you know, we still put those together. We still do those. So we still have that. It's just a shame, man. Like, you know, whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah, but you know, it is a shame because I remember like you and we linked up back when I guess we're in the infancy stages of starting this up, if I recall. I think it was around 2018. Yeah, 2018. It was 2018. So I was just getting rolling with my stuff. You were getting rolling with your stuff. And I was at that time, I was doing like an Atlantic City podcast because I was down in AC before I can even gamble. It was just the atmosphere that I love about Atlantic City, man. It's just being by the water and just everything you could do down there. And it is our Vegas, but they can do so much more, John. And if they were more open to locals and like you said, with filming and, you know, giving us a little more leadway down there, we can bring them more business and we can, you know, help them build that town. But I just feel like there's people in there just dealing with AC a couple times on different occasions. Just it's who you know. You got to know somebody down there. It's all politics and it's all money and corruption, straightforward. I mean, it's always been like that. But, you know, it's the streets, as you said, it's not even safe. When you're walking on the outskirts, you got to be careful in Atlantic City. It's the hood straight up down there. So in the boardwalk, you never know what can happen on the boardwalk, man.
Forgot about it.
We're walking down there, and it's just a shame that you got to be careful. Now, that's why a lot of people I know go to the other side, you know, where Brigada and
the marina, right?
By the marina, yeah, man. It's just but it's not the same feel. It's like I feel like if you're going to AC, you got to stay on the boardwalk. You know, I just wish that they would do something about it. I wish that they would be more open to like people like yourself that is, content creating for years now, and that can actually help them build, more on their city, on that town. And it's like, they got to do it themselves, man. So I guess that's what it comes down to. So we do what we can, John, and we take business wherever is welcoming. Like for us, like Delaware, like you're saying, Foxwoods, Mohegan Sun. I want to shout out my wife's aunt, man. She's always down in Foxwoods. She loves you, by the way. Loves Atlantic City Casino More Group. Shout out to Dee Nelly. She's in there. She follows you. She watched the channel. And she wanted me to give you that shout out as well on here. But yeah, man, she's always at Mohegan, like every other weekend. Foxwoods and Mohegan gets discount. Love it. It's the atmosphere. It's a safe environment. It's massive, as you said, Foxwoods, and there's a lot to do over there. And I'm not trying to shit on AC. I love AC. I'm always going to love AC. But damn, John, they're dropping the ball left and right. There's so much
left and right, dude. You got casinos popping up left and right, and you have casinos improving left and right. And all I see down there is them going completely ass backwards. So and listen, I know there's a lot of lovers down there that like they just can't grasp it. Like, yeah, I see them in the group when somebody says, I got this stolen, I got that, and they immediately back up Atlantic City. Like, look, man, I've been there at every time of every day, more than anybody in these Facebook groups. Mike is my witness because he's been there with me every time of day, every day of the week, every season of the year. I'm going to tell you something. 90% of the time, Atlantic City is garbage, absolute garbage, man. There's nothing going on, dude. There was a time I'm bringing creators in and you couldn't even order fucking room service. Like, what are you kidding me? So when these restaurants close, that's it. You're a casino.
Yeah.
What am I missing here? Why am I going here? Is like what I was saying. Why am I not in Connecticut at Foxwoods? Why am I not in Tampa? Like, what are we doing? Like, you're Atlantic City, and it's just, it hasn't gotten better, dude. It's just, again, there are biased people who are homers that love Atlantic City because of whatever. Dude, there's a lot of other boardwalks you can go to if you need the boardwalk that bad. There are a lot of the whole freaking state is covered by ocean on one side. You don't got to go to the Atlantic City beach if you need to go to a beach. Like, come on, man. Like, there's tons of, and guess what? Now, considering starting to know these casinos, it ain't the only casino that you have to be stuck going to. You got Delaware right there. Delaware's filled with casinos too. You have Maryland, and now you have Connecticut. You have New York's putting them in. Like, Atlantic City really should get Bethlehem, like 50 minutes from the people in North Jersey, whereas Atlantic City's a 2-hour ride. Like, you got to start doing.
You got to do something else. Yeah,
down there. Like nothing's working for you guys. Let's figure it out. What could be the new thing? Oh my God, there's these channels that play machines. People will come to meet them if they come here. How does that not rack your brain as anybody in marketing and go and just grasp this and go, let's see what'll happen. Let's do it one time and see what'll happen. You don't have to bring in Big Shot McGee for $30,000 a night or whatever it is. Oh, look at this. We have local channels that'll come here for 80% of the price. Let's try it out. Like, I don't understand how that doesn't, get it when, you know what? I left the third casino out. That third casino, I'd like to say, is Yamava as one of the favorites. You want to talk about open arms, Jimmy J?
Yeah.
You're like this to creators. Come on in. Come on in. And guess
they get it. They get it.
If you're live from Yamava, which used to be San Manuel, that's the last time I was there. Okay. If you're live from there, their marketing team goes in your chat and comments on the stuff. And I remember being in the chat and seeing that and going, you're like, you just moved into a top casino in my head just because I saw you in the chat with us, supporting the creator that's at your casino, doing their thing. Like, that's amazing. People need to take, pages out of their book with the open arms. Like, absolutely incredible, and you got AC. I can go film at 2 places in AC if my host gets back to me for 3-hour intervals. Like, that's I'm sorry, but that's not something I want to do anymore. I can fly to a place that has way better weather, which takes 2 hours to get to, and I have open recording privileges all day and all night Why am I going to AC again? You know, I still sit here and say that.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I mean, what? It's common sense. Again, going back to the point. The fact is that, John, if they had a half a brain, you bring in the content creators. The content creators are bringing people. Obviously, Atlantic City doesn't understand, or if they do, they don't care, that there's casinos popping up all over the place. You know, you got competition. How are you going to differentiate yourself from the competition? Okay, it's AC. It's the name. It's by the water. Bro, I don't have to go down there and spend the money. If you're getting gamblers can go anywhere. If you're getting maybe the focal point now is families, because I seen they put a water park over there, and maybe they're trying to get more families and make it more family friendly. But why would I go to Atlantic City if you look in the outskirts? Okay, I got to walk around with a vest. I can go down to Wildwood. I go to Point Pleasant on the shore with families and do something like, Atlantic City, casinos, entertainment. It's supposed to be the East Coast mecca of entertainment, right? Or Vegas. You need more. I mean, they got decent shows, but you need something. You need something else, and you need to take care of the locals. Take care of the content creators. I was trying to throw events in some of these casino hotels, and my man, it was like pulling teeth just to get a hold of somebody to do something. Of course, during the pandemic, I was able to do it because they were desperate. They're like, oh, we need something. We need something.
Oh yeah,
something. Yeah, come on. That was the opening, but after that, screw you, Jimmy. You helped us now. Screw
Bye.
you. That's what it is. I mean, John, I get it, man. There's plenty of options. We got options. My man, out here. And switching gears, I had to ask you this because I'm thinking about it now. Time is moving along here.
I know. I see it.
I'm not worried about that. I know the dart and the light. Before we know it, you're going to be in witness protection. But
I know. Yeah.
I wanted to get into dude, football season. Okay, I had to ask you about this. Do you play sports bets at all?
I do, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Paul, okay. So this season, I know you and I, we talk with football and whatnot like that. Who you liking?
Man, yeah. For what though? Like as far as what?
I'm talking like, well, I guess when it comes to the bet, it's too early to tell when it comes to parlays and anything like that. But team wise, I mean, the Eagles might end up doing it again this year.
I think the Eagles have an absolute dynasty now. Yeah. Jimmy, when you were down in Delaware, do you remember meeting a Married to Slots by any chance?
I believe I met so many people down there, John. I can't even remember my own family's name, so I'm pretty sure I might have.
So he happens to be a Commanders fan, which I found I love meeting people that are fan of not the freaking Giants or the damn Cowboys for some reason over here because. I know so much extensive, things about the NFL that I can talk about every single team. So when he said Commanders, this was before, man, we were January 17th, 18th or whatever. And I had talked to him because I had interviewed them like a couple weeks before that. So we're barely in playoff season. I remember saying to him, I said, dude, you guys have your franchise quarterback in Jaden Daniels. I said, he just moves differently. And I said, big players make big plays in big games. I said, one fluke play is one thing. I said, this kid is performing every single week at a level nobody thought that he would in a division where the kid shouldn't stand a chance. He should have been the last rated. He was an undersized quarterback and all that stuff. I love Jaden Daniels. Yeah. And when I saw that, I love Jalen Hurts too, by the way, to get into the Eagles. I think the Eagles have a dynasty right now. They can't screw this up. They just found their hidden gem in Saquon Barkley, whatever everybody calls him. I think it's Saquon.
He needed his team because he was the team on the Giants. I don't even get into the Giants.
And look what they did to him, which makes you, as a football fan, sit there and go, damn, did they ruin Daniel Jones too? Or is he that bad? Because guess what? Everybody was giving up on Saquon Barkley. I saw it happen. I was watching everybody give up on him. When Philly got him, I said, oh my God. I said, I don't think Barkley is bad. I think it's the Giants. And
sure enough.
It's not just because he's on a good team. That's BS. That kid could have broke the rushing record. Listen to me. He performed that move that everybody's talking about, that backwards hurdle. Jimmy J, I have watched highlights. Yeah. I have watched highlights from the beginning when it wasn't even called the NFL until now. I have seen amazing things happen in person playing football. I have seen amazing things. College, first of all, college is the best college football is one of the best sports on the planet.
Oh, dude, it's more entertaining than anything else.
I put it above the NFL, and that's where the crazy stuff happens too. I have never in my life seen anything like that before when Barkley did that. And if that view right there should take you and immediately make you a fan of him, how could it not? If you like the game.
It's like it was almost a lock every single week when you're putting a parlay on there, and it's like, all right, Saquon touchdown. I mean, it's 2 a game, 3 a game. I mean, the guy was absolutely destroying it. And then when you have a mobile quarterback like Jalen Hurts and how he moved, now it's double trouble, man. And you got weapons, receivers, but to your point, Jaden Daniels surprised the hell out of me, dude. Like, oh my God, this guy.
I love that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, Jimmy J? I love stuff like that because, again, I'm telling you how much I, love college football.
Yeah.
Dude, I watched guys play in college and then get drafted in the NFL. So it's like I become even bigger fans of them, seeing them go somewhere, especially like the underdogs or guys who shouldn't have made it, 4th round picks, 5th round picks. And I'm going, this guy was pretty good at Boise State. Like, shit, I wonder, what he's going to do. And you watch him blow up and explode into this incredible football player. Like, dude, I love that stuff. Like that stuff I just hang on to and just adore, man.
Yeah, I'm ready for another killer season, man. I can't wait because I want to do some content as well. Just before game day Sunday. I mean, I gotta definitely have you on if you're around, man. I know you got a lot of things going on Sunday during football season. I know we were talking, but dude, I got picks. If I played all my parlays on my picks last season, if I played them all, I would be a wealthy man. I just, it's just you put a little couple dollars here and there, man. I'm not gonna say I'm to my horn, man, but John, I got some picks, and this season I'm gonna be paying attention, man. We're gonna be rocking. I definitely want to talk some football with you down the line for sure. Some wrestling as well. I know you and I, Mike, some of the guys, big wrestling fans, man. So I gotta get you back on. We gotta talk some of that good stuff.
Oh man, wrestling stuff, dude. That's another thing, dude. And like you don't get that through the channels. I'm sitting there playing slots, and we're doing mob movie quotes and funny shit and all that stuff. Like when wrestling barely comes up, to be a topic of conversation, while I'm talking to the fans, or it would take somebody to have to fire me up, or like you're there and you're doing the Ric Flair thing, and it's so easy to just move right into wrestling mode. If people don't know me, I was a diehard Jerry too. Diehard wrestling fan, man. You want to talk trivia from like 85 to right after that Attitude Era, like 07, 08, 09, where we said like Cena was taking over.
Oh yeah,
that's when I stopped. But dude, I was an avid watcher. I was a switch back and forth WCW, WWF person. Whereas people were picking sides, Jimmy, at that. I remember going to school and I could only talk to this friend about WWF. I could talk to this friend about WCW. I watched both.
That was the best time to be a wrestling fan, man.
Oh my God.
90s, dude.
It was the greatest, dude. I remember Eric Bischoff spoiling one of the episodes. Remember?
Where Mick Foley became champion.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like dude, mayhem. People don't realize like that was the time. That was it. We went through it and we lived through it, and it'll never go back to that again. And that's with a lot of things, and we learn to evolve from that, and they learn what they did wrong. And I mean, dude, you had a whole franchise collapse. Something went wrong there. So now people learn on what to do, what not to do. We lived through it. We lived through it raw too, before a lot of censorship, before a lot of BS.
The world was different back then, man.
We had it. We had a lot. It's not just wrestling. There's a lot of other stuff too. When you think about like sports, a lot of people like to say, baseball, football was a lot better back in the 90s and whatnot. That's a biased thought process. I can agree to an extent, but say that right now on this date, we are watching the most high performance football that you would ever see or imagine. Like, I love when people say, oh, if Lawrence Taylor would have played in this day, dude, if Lawrence Taylor would have played in this day and age, he would be getting pancaked every fucking play by that left tackle who is bred to take down guys like Lawrence Taylor, because that didn't exist back in the 80s and 90s because Lawrence Taylor didn't exist. So you now have these people created because of those legends, but that doesn't mean the legends could play nowadays. Like, dude,
nowadays the best is football right now is booming. It's better.
You have the absolute best athletes that you could ever have on the field. Dude, you have linemen. You have defensive linemen running 4.4, 4.5 40s. That is insane. When Patrick Willis, who was drafted, watch this, Jimmy. Let's see if I can.
Oh, here we go.
Patrick Willis, who was drafted in
We got it.
2007 in the first round by the San Francisco 49ers,
Jesus.
who went to Ole Miss, wore number 49 at Ole Miss.
Oh my God.
Patrick Willis, who retired early and broke my heart because he was one of my favorite players. When he ran his 40-yard dash, people were like, oh shit, because they were watching what he was doing at the line of scrimmage, and that's what they were used to, him stuffing the running. Then they go, holy shit, this guy could run from sideline to sideline with our wide receiver. That's a problem. And that was closing in on 20 years ago. So imagine the athletes that have been created because of Patrick Willis, because of those guys like we were saying, the Lawrence Taylor and whatnot. Dude, and guess what? Mike, you go back in April, it was the NFL draft, and we were watching it. Jer and I are always, dude, when I tell you, Jer and I verse any two on the planet in anything.
Mike's like, that's what you guys are done with the football talk.
It's that, dude, taboo, charades, whatever it may be. So Jer came over for the draft. We're watching it. First of all, we called multiple picks, multiple things that teams were going to do. Yeah. When Pittsburgh didn't take Shedeur Sanders, I made a post on Facebook. It's still there. And I said, Aaron Rodgers is going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's why they didn't select Shedeur Sanders. Sure enough, just a week ago, he was announced he's a Pittsburgh Steeler. And Jer was sitting there too. I go, it's too, like, he just had visited there. Like, if you just pay attention. But then I realized we're just sickos in the head and we love the sport too much that we're so, like, you know, we're so diving into it. Percy Harvin, dude. Who said that?
He said, JJ, I don't know who that is, but NJ Slot guy was the white Percy Harvin.
Oh man, you know there's highlight tape out there on YouTube, dude, of the league I used to play in. Believe it or not, and it's still missing like a decade of footage of just shit I used to do to people. Jimmy, I used to plant my foot in the ground, and people used to go flying, dude, flying. And I'm not, dude. I wasn't even one of the best in the league. I played with Canadian football players, guys that used to be on practice squads in the NFL, and I saw what real athletes look like, and I realized. I was like, oh shit, maybe I should just be a coach. Like, you know, then I realized the separation from a normal person to like an NFL player is remarkable, dude. It's not even like a close like comparison, dude. I watched the guy run 4.4 in person, and it's like you're watching somebody drive. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. So imagine a whole field of that. Because that's what the NFL, you know what I mean? You have 8 of those guys are running that time. It's nuts. But, dude, football is a whole different love and story. I'm completely, you know, obsessed with it. So, talking football, dude, I'll talk football with you every single day.
Oh, no, listen, bro. I'm going to get you back. I want to start that piece up for football season. Want to get some content over there. Talk about really running down the game slate on every game day Sunday, giving some picks, different positions as well to go with.
Yeah, I would love to, dude. I'll do breakdowns with you.
Hell yeah, bro.
These guys that are, you know, talking these what the hell are they called? These analysts, dude, half of them don't know what the hell they're talking about. Ready? Everybody hated Tony Romo. Tony Romo is one of the best commentators I've ever seen, dude. The way he's breaking down plays and calling the plays before they happen. How don't you appreciate that and go, holy shit, he really knows his stuff, instead of listening to two jamokes that never stepped on a football field before, and they're just going, oh, he drops back the pass. He throws a laser out to the right side. Instead, I'm hearing Tony Romo talk about how he used to play against this guy and how he cleaned his clock back in, you know, 2013 in week 7. Oh, man, this guy hit me. So that's the shit I want to hear. Like, what are you, crazy?
People that have experience on the field. You know, what do you think about Tom Brady with the commentary?
I love it. I'm a huge Tom Brady fan. There is also a video out there. Slots with Sean has it. It's a little like 15-second little clip of me outside of Foxwoods, and he wasn't expecting it, because me as a Niners fan, he just wasn't expecting it. Tom Brady, I heard Tom Brady like from behind us, and I go, Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time. And like he pulled out, he goes, wait, can you say that again? And he like thought I was going to retract. And I was like, oh, you want to get on camera? Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. It's not even a contest. You know what I mean? Like when I tried to explain, because people, Niners fan, Montana, dude, first of all, Steve Young was better than Joe Montana. That's number one. especially statistical wise, they're just focusing too much on what everything was at that point. If you took Joe Montana out and you placed Steve Young in there, they would have had 2 more Super Bowls. Like, so people are in that bias. Joe Montana's the greatest of all time because he has 4 Super Bowl rings. That don't mean shit, dude. He almost lost one of them in the last second. Keep that in mind and go look at all the other struggles of Joe Montana. You want to compare that to Tom Brady? Tom Brady has accomplished what most of the NFL will never accomplish in their lifetime. Like, Patrick Mahomes is still like 5 Super Bowls away from catching up to Tom Brady. Like, think about what I just said.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, think about that. A guy that was taken in the 5th or the 6th round. Damn, I should know that one.
7.
Nobody wanted him. He played 1 full year at Michigan. Like, this guy was not supposed to make it in the NFL. Not only did he make it in the NFL, but he crushed it. Then when people wanted to call him a cheater and a system quarterback, he goes to Tampa Bay in his first year, wins the Super Bowl. Like, there should be no doubt.
And you know what? That's what I mean. Look, I had a thing with Tom Brady for a while. I just did it. It was because I wanted to see something different. I started hating on him. I was a hater. I was a Tom Brady hater, John. And I'll tell you. But you know what? I had to learn. I'm like, you know what? I got to let it go because my Giants beat him twice in the Super Bowl.
Dude, facts, man.
So I 2008, I believe it was, in 2012, if I'm not mistaken. But now, I'm not even talking about the Giants right now. Brock Purdy's a system quarterback.
I hope that's not true after that.
What's up, brother?
$265 million contract. He better be more of a system quarterback. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm completely confident, but I'm confident that he is in the better tier of quarterbacks in the NFL. And guess what? If he is a system quarterback, good thing he's in that system right now, and maybe he can take that West Coast, spread offense or whatever, they're trying to do over there and really make it.
San Fran could be a dominant team, John. San Fran could be they got some weapons on there.
West is up for grabs. Nobody's good in that division. Yeah. Nobody has a solid team in that division. Seattle just got rid of DK Metcalf, which is wild.
What?
And Aaron Rodgers is going to be throwing to him in Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? Like, bye. Like, get the hell out of that division. Now
I see the meme, man. I see the meme. Somebody said Aaron Rodgers to Pittsburgh is like finally smashing your high school crush. But she's 40 with 2 kids. That's what I see. I was dying when I seen that up there, man. Well, yeah, Rodgers. Listen, he's still out. The guy. I just want to see him with one more ring. I was a.
Me too. I love Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, man,
I love Aaron Rodgers. Now we can go back to history. I loved Aaron Rodgers in college. I watched him all through college, and going into the 2005 draft, he was one of the top quarterbacks, and San Francisco had the first pick in the draft. And I go, please trade down just a couple spots and take Aaron Rodgers because Alex Smith was the favorite in that draft. And they took Alex Smith. And I almost threw a brick through my TV. And I went, why do I know more than the GMs, the owners, and everything else? How did I see this coming, before it even happened? And, a shout out to Alex Smith for his career and everything he went through, especially in Washington, shattering his leg. And he got dealt a rough hand with Kaepernick coming in, and Kaepernick took over. But, like, Alex Smith couldn't make it happen. That's a fact. So, like, Aaron Rodgers could have been a Niner from 2005 on. And I'm just trying to think about how many more Super Bowl rings they would have had if he was, in fact, their quarterback in from 05 to 2023. Like, oh man, this would have been a great 20 years. I would have went from Steve Young, Jeff Garcia, and rolled right into, a couple bad years, and then rolled right into Aaron Rodgers. Oh man,
San Fran had some monster quarterbacks, man. Just like you said, Steve Young, Joe Montana, San Francisco, man. It's my wife's favorite team, but for me, I've always been a Giants and Green Bay. That was my team. That's why I enjoyed Rodgers on Green Bay, and even now, man. Jordan Love, the Love Glove. My man is, man. He's doing his thing. So they're a young team too. So I think Green Bay has a shot this season. Hopefully, let's see what happens, man. But switch it up. I want to kind of wrap it up here. I know we've been going. I know we're gonna get back to slots. Top dollar. It says okay. Come on. He said top dollar. Tom Brady sounds like a corpse. All right, Mike. So John, man. All in all, first of all, I want to tell you, I'm so happy that I'm able to sit across from you here and talk with you, because it was really, scary what you were going through, and what I was listening to what you were telling me too, through audio notes and whatnot, man. And I'm just grateful to have met you years back, and you're just a stand-up guy, bro. You're a class act. You and I know we could talk for fucking hours and days about different things, various things, but I got to tell you, I'm grateful that you gave me this opportunity to have you on here to talk about how you're doing, your road to recovery, and you get back out there slowly but surely, which I'm so happy to hear, man. And I
Slowly but surely.
to get the guys to be a part, get the whole DJ Nation back together, man.
Back, baby.
We're
back.
Oh yeah,
you're not getting out of the month of June without seeing DJ Nation like in full force. I promise you guys that. So let's keep it there. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the eyes.
He's here. He's here. He's in the building. That's what we're going to talk about right now. Handpay.
Hey man.
Handpay's coming out.
Jimmy J, let me tell you something. If I ever get you together with Mr. Handpay, that's going to be a hell of a night. Let me just tell you that, dude. Good dude, man.
Yeah, Babble. You're on the money, and I'm going to continue to babble until we
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Look at the comment. Look at the comment. Do it, man. Give it to the people. Don't do it.
I got 3-4 mornings. It's going down. I did it for NJ. I did it for Mr. Handpay. Woo! Because when we're going to go out there on the strip, whether it's Vegas, Mohegan, Foxwoods, Tampa, Hard Rock, Bally's, Golden Nugget, Jon Deli, and Mr. Handpay is going to walk that out on the high limit slots. They're going to spin the reel, and we're going to win big. Woo! And we love them cherries. John, we don't only pop them in the casinos. We're not going to get into that. But these cherries all the time, baby, all night long. And it's working again all night long. We're winning big, and we're going to walk.
Look at them on the slot machine.
Those $5, I'll tell you, my Washingtons, my Lincolns, they're going everywhere, all over the casino. We're going to have a fun.
I love when he breaks.
That's it. I'm telling you, look at this. All I need is I got a sweater under my shirt, John. I'm going Italian style. We're going to do this, John. The shirt's coming off. I don't care if we hit 1,000. Shirt's coming off. It's going to be killer content. We're going to get it rolling there, brother. I'm excited. We're getting back on the scene. Oh, God. Listen, Mr. Handpay.
Don't let he's a bad influence. Don't listen to him.
I'll tell you, put the money down, and my head's going through the wall like King Kong Bundy through the door and Married with Children. I don't know if you remember that episode.
Holy crap. Dude, you really want to start do you remember Vader on Boy Meets World?
Yeah.
By any chance? Yeah, man.
It's just Vader. Yeah, Vader. Yeah, there was all the wrestlers on those TV shows. And fun fact, you probably noticed, man, Married with Children, the creator was a huge wrestling fan. That's why they were named the Bundys. And there.
I never knew that.
The writers. That's why they made the Bundys, and it was like the Rhodes, like Dusty Rhodes. Darcy Rhodes. Yeah, man.
Oh my God. I never knew. Dude, that's a great fun fact. I love stuff like that.
I'll buy you a shirt. Yeah, I'm down, Jake. I'll rip it off. It's listen, dude. I'm just excited. I did it because I'm ready. I'm ramped up. I'm ready to go. We're gonna hit those, and we're gonna take over. I don't want to hear AC say no. I'm gonna walk in, take over the Hard Rock. We're gonna walk in, and we're gonna take over Brigada, because that's what we do. NJ Slot Guy, Mr. Handpay, Top Dollar Mike, DJ Nation. We're rolling, and we're strolling that long immortal aisle, John. And when we get there, and when we hit that Buffalo and that lightning strikes, baby, we're going out in the strip. We're going to Buffet City. Well, no, buffet's only for broke. We're using the comps. But we're going to the steakhouse, baby. Steak and seafood, lobster, all night long, John. Everybody's coming out. We're treating the whole DJ Nation shots. That's right. We're going to get more shots than 50 Cent. It's going down. All right, let me calm it down here. Wife don't think I'm having an aneurysm here.
No, I let it go, man. Look, even Mike in the chat was like, here he goes. He loves it, dude. Once you get going, it's like watching Flair in his prime, dude. That's why I loved it, seeing you with Flair in that picture. And I was like, a living legend and Ric Flair.
Dude, that dude. Thank you for that compliment.
That was so good. Yeah, man. I hope he saw it too. I don't care if he saw it. How's that sound?
Let me tell you something with Flair real quick. But Tony, I'm having a hard time keeping these alligators down. No, listen, Flair, when I met him, that story, man, looked like he had a hangover or something was going on. He was having a bad day. It was an assembly line of people. Like, it was just quick song. I came there. I cut the whole promo. I can't even remember it right now. He's like, and Ronnie Garvin, I started doing the Garvin promo from '87, I think it was, and then Steamboat, and I did this fucking, I forgot. Oh, was it the silver spoon? I was born with a golden spoon. All the ability, And I just, I had him dying, bro. He was like, yeah, you're the man. Like he was praising me. He started like, he signed the shirt, and Flair made his day, man. He was all smiles after that. He couldn't stop. I was looking back as he was signing. He was just smiling because everybody goes through something, and him, definitely had to be a hangover. After that, he looked it, man. He looked like, oh shit. It was hot outside too.
I'm sure. Hey, man, trust me. My videos, I'm hungover and I'm just struggling to survive because of the night with DJ Nation that went on before. We got to go out there and perform, man, no matter which way. That's what we got to do.
Marky G, shout out to Marky G, Jerry Franco, and we of course Top Dollar Mike, and I know the rest of the team. I'm sorry if I did. Fuck, man. John's the other gentleman that I remember over there. That's the big dude, right?
Yeah.
John, it was a couple guys out there, man. Really. Man, it was just such a fun time out there down by the Nugget. And we're going to do it again. We'll do it again. And, John, I'm going to give you the floor right now.
We'll figure out where, but we'll do it again.
Yeah, brother. I appreciate this very much. I'm going to give you the floor real quick. I know it's getting dark. You're going to be in witness protection momentarily.
Yeah, I'm done.
Just let everybody know. Any thoughts, anything? I already got the slot channel up there. Please subscribe. NJ Slot Guy. He's the man. Take the floor, buddy.
Guys, all right. So, Jimmy J, you as one, first of all, thanks for having me on, man. It's good to get back and get into the feel of things. Again, this is the first time I've done something, in 4 months, but first thing since my surgery and getting back on the saddle. You're making me feel good. You're getting me fired up, too. Dude, I appreciate you checking up on me this entire time of everything that's been going on. Your voice notes, like you said, man. I remember the one day we were talking for hours, voice notes back and forth about old school wrestling because I happened to be watching the Great American Bash from '88, I believe it was. And, dude, it just sparked the whole thing. And that's what kept me going. And the entire community as well. Personal, and I'm sure I'll say it 100,000 times. Thank you to everybody, whether you donated, whether you didn't donate. If you just left a comment, that's really all it took, to be honest. And, a big special shout out to Mr. Handpay, for really getting that, as much as Gamble Smart, Gamble Safe started that whole GoFundMe. He's the one that really started going with his incredibly generous donation. Handpay has always taken care of me whenever I was, anywhere, very selfless person. And dude, for a channel to be that big and still keep you, right here with them is very hard to find, especially in this community, so dude, just a big special shout out to him and every single person in the community, creator wise, subscriber wise, follower wise, people who didn't even know I existed that just ended up following me because Handpay said something in one of his lives, or or Stacy or Mid-South or FNS or whoever it was. I have never seen a community. I've been a part of tons of communities. I've never seen such a community filled with people who love me so much and care about me so much and support me so much. With every move I make, I could announce that I'm going to stop the channel tomorrow. I will still have all of these people supporting me one way or the other, and dude, that's hard to find. And like I said before, when I went on my rant, it's second to none. My circle, my group, the group of creators that I consider friends, the people that I have become friends with in this community as well, Jimmy J, that includes you. You don't just have to be a friggin' channel. I have become friends with people who just watch me, and these people are going to be lifelong friends. And like, dude, you cannot put a price on that, so it's trust me, I could talk, for 30 minutes through this. The fact that they got me through what was supposed to be such a PTSD, mentally draining, just break you down sort of thing. I've never felt better thanks to these people keeping me company by reading, all their stuff and listening to your voice notes and whoever else happened to reach out that day. Like it really is incredible to see that just playing slot machines, for the past 6 years built such a, community. It's crazy.
That was very well said, John, and thank you, buddy. Thank you. You're the man. We love you, man. We just want to see you back in action. We want to see you healthy. And I'm happy to hear, you're on that road to recovery. Majestic Slots was giving you some love over here as well. Mr. Handpay, he did it. He said, NJ, if, rip off your shirt now, show us the scar. That was earlier. What do we got? Real deal.
Shout out to Majestic Slots. Thanks
Yeah.
for, the well wishes. I really appreciate it, man, from everybody.
Yeah.
There were channels that I didn't even know existed, that were posting stuff and, making comments and they obviously got an immediate follow from me, after that, but it just goes to show the outreach. I didn't even have to know this person. They were a fan of mine before they became a channel, and that's why they're following me and, sending their best regards and doing that stuff, man. That means a lot. It's you don't see that much anymore in a world filled with hate, where they're pitting us. Every media outlet is trying to pit us against each other.
Oh, yeah.
There's constant hate. People just they just jump on hate more than they do love. And it's just crazy to see how much hate can be fueled by a simple comment on the internet and whatever you're listening to in the media. I love that none of that crap plays into here, especially on my channel. We don't talk politics. I don't give a shit what you believe in. I don't care if you go to church, if you don't go to church, you believe in Satan, you believe in Santa Claus still or the Tooth Fairy. I don't give a shit. As long as we gel, that's all that matters, baby. Like, get on the train or get off it, Jimmy J. That's what I said. And this train ain't stopping, babe.
Oh, no. It's going countrywide, worldwide. We're taking it. Matter of fact, we're putting some wings on it. We're going to another stratosphere.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you, this is it. And you're right, man. Love is love, John. And stop. And I always said this, too. You stop counting your problems. Start counting your blessings. I tell everybody this, too. Let's start creating those moments and those memories that last a lifetime. That's what it's about, man. So I appreciate John. You have no idea how much I appreciate you, buddy. Always supporting me since day one. And I got your back until I'm dead. So I'm here, brother. And everybody else on here, I appreciate everybody tuning in, jumping into the live. John, we got to do it again. Definitely got to do it again sometime down the road. We have a lot to talk about, man. A lot more coming up. This is the genesis, my man. This is it right here. Okay, building that new foundation until we get to that skyscraper in the sky, baby. Brick by brick, Johnny boy. We're going to get you back, and we're going to do it big. DJ Nation, going to be in the building. NJ Slot Guy, follow him, support him. John's coming back out. We're partying, woo, all night long. Myself, Top Dollar Mike, the team, signing out of here. Appreciate each and every one of you. Until next time, I'll see you soon. Take care, guys.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.